Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Easy Way to Learn. I am Shailja Tripathi and today's topic of discussion is saturated and unsaturated carbon compounds. So let's get started, remain focused and follow the lecture. See, saturated compounds, I've written the difference. You can take the screenshot, then I'll explain it. See, saturated compounds are those which have single bond between carbon atoms, and unsaturated are those compounds which have double or triple bond between the carbon atoms. This is the simple definition that if it is asked in 1 marker question, so this first point will become definition. And saturated compounds are not very reactive, whereas unsaturated compounds are more reactive than the saturated compounds. So this is also important. See how we write the saturated and how we reactive them. So in the alkane series, the first compound is the simplest molecule called methane. Okay, saturated compounds METH have a general name alkanes. So whereas unsaturated compounds, ending word will be ANE for all the there is a double bond. Similarly for alkynes, you will write triple bond. And for general formula YNE. CnH2n plus 2. So meth or alkanes word is general formula for alkene. Carbon compound having just one carbon. Alkyne it is N means it belongs to saturated compound. So these are the points of differences. I'll elaborate on the name in a while. So how you are going to use this general formula? So eth word is used for make the structure compounds having both two carbon diagram and electron diagram, propane, butane. And how the compounds are named, both saturated and unsaturated. Butane. So you must always remember that meth, eth, prop and but, they are representing the number of carbon atoms. So 1 carbon for methane, 2 for ethane, 3 for propane and 4 for butane. Excuse me. Similarly, the name you will write is methane. So first compound that will come to your mind is methane, but there is no such compound called methane. So this series will begin with ethene. ETHENE. See, there should be a double bond between carbon-carbon molecule, carbon-carbon atom. So if there are 2 carbon atoms, then only a double bond can be placed. And if there is only 1 carbon atom, how will you arrange double bond between carbon? Because there is only 1 carbon. So there is no such compound called methane. And similarly for alkyne series, there is no compound called methine. So the series begins with a 2 carbon compound. So ethene, then for 3 carbon you will write propene, and for 4 carbon butene. So the last 3 alphabets will keep changing. Similarly for alkyne series it will be ethyne, propyne and butane. So this is the way how you name the compounds. Now let's write the formula. Using this formula for carbon 1, if N is 1, so H is 4. You can calculate and fill the rest. So if N is 1 or N is 2, then how much will be hydrogen atoms? You put 2 here, so you get 2 2s of 4 plus 2, 6. Similarly, C3, H8, C4, H10. Now using this formula CnH2n, again fill. For ethene, N will be 2. So the compound will be C2H4, C3H6 and C4H10. 8. Similarly for ethyne, C2H2 C3. How will you write hydrogen? See, 3 2 just 6. 6 minus 2. That is, you get here 4. Then C4H6. So using this general formula, you can easily write down the formula. Okay. How will you write the structure, that we'll see in a while. One thing you must observe, that as we move from saturated towards unsaturated, number of hydrogens attached to the carbon is also decreasing. See, for ethane it is 6, ethene 4, ethyne 2. Similarly, for rest of the compounds, as the unsaturation is increasing, that is from double bond towards single bond, or as we are moving from saturated towards unsaturated, the number of hydrogens attached to the compound is also decreasing. Okay, let's see how we'll write the structure. See, for alkane series, all you have to do is put a single bond. See, for methane, it is very easy. One carbon compound, and while writing the formula, you must always remember that you have to maintain the tetravalency of carbon. That is, carbon will always form 4 bonds. So always count and check your formula and structure also. See, methane, so it will be rest of the bonds are, or rest of the bond is formed by hydrogen. So basically these compounds are hydrocarbons because the compound is having only 2 atoms, carbon and hydrogen. So what we are studying is hydrocarbon compounds. That is carbon compounds having only carbon and hydrogen atoms. See, for ethane, the easiest way is first put the bond between carbon and carbon. Remaining bonds, see this, now remaining 3 bonds form here, you form 3 bonds here and fill it with hydrogen atom. So this is the easy part. See, this is how ethane is represented. Okay. Then similarly, propane. See, the word prop means 3 carbon, so write down 3 carbon. You don't have to memorize it, just understand and you can write it. Prop means 3, so write 3 carbon. Ane means single bond between the carbon atom, put the single bond, and remaining bonds you make it tetravalent, each carbon tetravalent, and put hydrogen atom. See, each carbon is having 4 bonds, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you count and put hydrogen atoms here. This is the way you write the formula and structure. Similarly for butane, but means 4 carbon compound, butane. See, but means 4, so write 4 carbons with single bond. Then complete the tetravalency of carbon by putting rest 3 bonds and fill it with hydrogen. It's like simple game that you are playing with carbon and hydrogen atoms. Nothing to mug up. Just understand and write down. Now for alkenes, we'll follow the same pattern. See, ethene. So eth means 2 carbon, and you have this word ene means there will be a double bond between the 2 carbons. Now complete the tetravalency. This carbon already has 2 bonds, so it will also form 2 bonds with hydrogen atom, another atom which is hydrogen. Since we are dealing with hydrocarbon, so another atom will be of hydrogen. So this is ethene, then propene. Prop means 3 carbon, again make 3 carbons. Then ene, you can put double bond here, also you can put it here, wherever you want. You can also make a double bond here. So it's a alkene, that is having carbon-carbon double bond. So accordingly you will place the hydrogen. So for propene you have just, we'll put just double bond here and complete the tetravalency. For this carbon you already have 2 bonds, make 2 more bonds. For this carbon there are 3 bonds, so you put 1 more bond here. This carbon 1 bond is present, put 3 bonds and fill it with hydrogen. So this is propene. So let's see, does it match with the general formula? C3H6. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hydrogen and 3 carbon. Okay, propene, then butene. But again the word says the compound will have 4 carbons. And you put a double bond wherever you want. You can put it here, you can put it here. Okay. Now let's complete the tetravalency of carbon. 4, then here 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, then 1. See, tetravalency is complete. Put hydrogen atoms and it is done. So the formula is C4H8. Let's count hydrogen. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Hope it is clear. You write the formula of pentene and in the comment box. Okay, let's come to alkyne series. See, for ETHYNE, again, eth means 2 carbon atoms and you will have to place a triple bond. So, carbon-carbon, triple bond. Let's complete the tetravalency of carbon. It already has 3 bonds. Make 1 more bond here, 1 more, and put hydrogen atom. So we have this formula C2H2. Next, for propyne, prop means 3 carbon, place a triple bond and complete the tetravalency of carbon. See, we are not placing hydrogen on this carbon because its tetravalency is already complete. See, 1 and 3 bonds here, total 4 bonds. So, tetravalency of this middle carbon is already complete. Similarly, write the formula for butane. Butane means it will have, but means it will have 4 carbon. Ine means the compound will have a triple bond. Now complete the tetravalency. 3, Here will not put any hydrogen because tetravalency is complete. Here also tetravalency is complete, and here we place 3 hydrogen. So this is the way you write the formula and the structure. This is called a stick structure because bonds are represented by this line, or you can say stick. So this is a stick diagram. Okay, now we'll see electron dot diagram of few compounds which are mentioned in your book. See, electron dot diagram of ethane, ethene, and you can also draw ETHYNE. So let's see electron dot diagram. It's easy. If you know how to make covalent bonds, then it is quite easy. See, ethane. Formula will be C2H8. Okay. So for reference, you can first draw a stick diagram, then electron dot diagram. So if you want to be more precise, so you draw ethane, C2, it is C2H6. So you have to place. So let's write down or draw the circle for carbon. Then another overlapping circle for carbon. Okay. Then 3 hydrogen. So draw 3 smaller circles. Let's make it little bit smaller because hydrogen is a small atom, small in size. Fill it with hydrogen. See, if we represent carbon by a cross, so carbon is tetravalent, that is, it is having 4 electrons in its outermost shell, which will participate in bonding. This we already discussed in how covalent bonds are formed. So you can refer the lecture number 2. Okay, let's put the electrons, carbon electrons in the shared region, and hydrogen, let's represent it by a dot. You can use color pencil also for your exam, or just use cross and dot. So hydrogen is represented by a dot and carbon by a cross. So see, tetravalency of this carbon 2 to 4, sorry, here you'll put a cross here. So now for this carbon, 4 electrons, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And for hydrogen, put dots. Okay. One thing more, you should always put electrons in pair. So write it like this. So 2 electrons will form one single bond. So this electron dot diagram is representing this. So this is the electron dot diagram for ethane. Now we'll take ethene. See, ethene formula is C2H4. It is represented by this structure H, H, H and H. Okay, let's write down electron dot diagram. Again, there are two carbon atoms, so make two big circles of similar size for the carbon atom. And each carbon is attached to two hydrogen, so make two small circles. Okay. Carbon with 4 electrons, put the cross in the shared region, but here you will put 2 electrons. Similarly, for this carbon, put 2 electrons in the shared region here and one with hydrogen. Now let's see. This is representing hydrogen, and hydrogen will also share its 1 electron with carbon. So this is the electron dot diagram for ethene. See, these two pairs are forming double bond, this one. So this part is representing this. And one single bond with hydrogen. See, 2 electron means one single bond. So you can write it somewhere that 2 electrons or a pair of electrons form single bond. So here we have two pairs, so two bonds are formed between carbon and carbon. Let's see how ethyne is formed. See, the more you practice, the more you will become proficient in your writing and drawing the diagram. And this is one of the easiest chapter in chemistry, that you don't have to much, just understand once and keep practicing. See, ethyne. The formula, general formula is, use this formula CnH2n minus 2. So you will have general formula C2H2, then structure triple bond, one hydrogen here, one hydrogen here. Always check the tetravalency of carbon to see that you have written the right structure. So carbon having 4 bonds here, this carbon is also forming 4 bonds. So the structure is correct. Now for electron dot diagram, again make two overlapping circles. That represent carbon. And since there are one hydrogen to each carbon, draw one small circle here. And one small circle with this carbon, representing hydrogen. Now carbon with its 4 electrons, one will be shared with hydrogen and 3 will be placed in this shared region. तो बीच में एडजस्ट करेंगे. इस कार्बन के लिए भी 3 electrons को बीच में एडजस्ट कर देंगे. And one carbon will go with hydrogen. and hydrogen will share its one electron. The octet of carbon is complete. You always check that carbon should have, after covalent bond is formed, carbon should have 8 electrons. So 6, 7, 8 for this, again 6, 7, 8 for this. That is octet is complete. For hydrogen, duplet should be complete. It gains stability when it has 2 electrons. So this is the electron dot diagram for ETHYNE. So keep practicing and keep revising. Hope you understood the topic well. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.